whoa.
Oh, how about that campsite, Hannah?
Oh my gosh, it was absolutely magical. I woke up this morning and the sunrise was coming up, and it was the most beautiful thing. It's just, this part of WA is just so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the last time I visit. And Aidan, what did you reckon, mate?
Oh, it was absolutely sensational, Dad. Like, the fishing this morning, I know I didn't catch anything, but it was just awesome watching the sunrise, getting my feet wet. Oh, one of the top 5 camp spots I've been to, I reckon.
Oh, that's got to be up there then, son. I'm absolutely in awe of the place, like I've said, and I'm really looking forward to, we're going to be coming out at Wiley Scarp up here, and apparently it's got a pretty rough beach exit, so it's going to be pretty challenging for the Ineos and the Great Wall, I reckon. Hey Hannah, this landscape looks amazing.
It does, doesn't it? It kind of reminds me of the Grand Canyon when we were there in Arizona, and Mum was just saying the exact same thing.
It is super cool. And now we're into something completely different from Arizona, the sand hill.
Yeah, like the scenery just changes just in an instant. It's so cool.
Absolutely. Well, I've cooked this. Well, I've cooked it coming up this hill. I'll just reverse back. Low range. It's in high range before. I'll see what happens here. Nope. Cooked it. Righto, on me way. Holy smokes, Wiley Scarp, that is awesome. If you're just in a 4-wheel drive, won't tow in a caravan, it'd be a piece of piss. But having that big sand anchor on the back, I tell ya, makes it a bit more challenging. And that's where your tyre pressures really come in, folks. I've got the tyre pressures down to 15 on that van, so it just floats over everything. and I've got 15 in the back of the car now, and I've got 10 in the front. I'm still turning tyres on the actual rubber. I love exploring though. Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is what happens when you're driving remote tracks. Pays to have everything with you. I mean, these little MDC vans, they got twin spares on the back, and that is for a reason. I'm only going to have one left after this, and I cannot even plug that tyre. That sidewall has just completely exploded. I don't know what on. Must have caught a rock or an impact or something that it didn't like. Yeah, anyway, well now I've got to jack it all up, pull the spare off, change it, and yeah, get to the air highway. But that's a bit of a trek, I can tell you. I might actually let the tyres down or match it up. I'm actually going to pump the other side up a bit. Maybe I just had them a bit too low. It's the only drama with this track is we've got sand, soft sand, then it goes to rock, and then back to soft sand. And if you go and put these back up to like 30 psi to sort of cruise over the rocks, you know, to prevent that, then I'm going to have to let them down again to go through the soft sand. So I don't know, happy medium, I suppose.
Okay, well,
Bloody tight track anyway. Have a go at how hard going this bloody track is. That's a snatch strap. It's been tied in a knot and whatever else. I mean, someone's had a bad day, haven't they? Anyway, I'll take the rubbish with me. It just goes to show, towing a van through here, Ineos is doing pretty damn bloody good. And you know, to get one tyre for this whole trip, you know, with 11,000 Ks under our belt now, that's pretty good going.
With that issue sorted, and one less spare tyre for the MDC, it was time to start looking for camp for the night. I tell you what, it's going to be hard to top last night's campsite, but we have a special place in mind, and boy, does it have one hell of a view. After a huge day, we were ready for bed. With the sound of the waves on cliffs and the thought of getting close to the highway, we are all going to sleep well tonight.
Well, the telly track has caused someone a fair bit of grief. We're not that far from the Kaiguna turn-off here, and you can just see how sloppy this gets in the rain. Someone's had a really, really bad day. You know, there's remnants of car here. Oh, stuck on this root here. Oh. I don't know, it's off the front hub. Looks Navara-ish or Patrol or something. And there's something else over here too. Oh. Mud flap. I would not like to be out here in the rain, especially towing a caravan, because that would be the end of it. You'd have to unhook the van, winch yourself out, and then you'd have to, you know, go up to civilization somewhere and then come back when it's dry, because there'd be no getting that van out or getting winched out unless you've got something really, really big to recover you. And I tell you, Buster Lime Jimny would not be recovering the Ineos and that bloody caravan. Anyway, I hope whoever this was, you got out no worries with not too much damage, and you didn't have to walk too far. Anyway, I'm absolutely loving this telly track. I don't want it to end, but my fuel range is telling me I'm going to have to slip up to Kaiguna and get some fuel, and then we'll work out where the adventure goes from there. Holy moly! What an unbelievable expedition that was. Esperance, you know, through to the telegraph station, then the telegraph station at Israelite Bay, right through to here at Kaiguna. Tell you what, the telegraph track has turned it on, and I'm so glad to have made it here, because my fuel level is like, I've got the tiniest little bit of fuel left. Absolutely unbelievably freakish how we actually made it this far. Anyway guys, make sure you know you check out Kaiguna. It is a really, really cool roadhouse, and you know what, if you've got, you know, enough time, make sure you go and check out the cliffs down there, the Baxter Cliffs, and you know, do the telegraph track, because you will not be disappointed. Anyway guys, I've had an absolute cracker, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Next time on our Western Australia adventure, we explore the Old Air Highway with ruins, abandoned homesteads, and plenty of history. You're not going to want to miss it.